This is Kevin Palu, creator of Palu Tabulations, which is now merged with Showquire.com to create a new software to help you out with your competitions called ezComp. And this is me doing a quick walkthrough demonstration to show you what all ezComp is capable of doing and how it can help you out if you are a competition host looking to use it. So I am a director as well, and I have already registered my event. So when I get logged into ezComp, I can select host access and I am ready to rock and roll. The first steps when you get access would be to add your divisions. Everything within ezComp is based off of your divisions. So when we come in, it already pulled over the dates of my event from showquire.com, and adding divisions is as simple as finding the words of what you want your division to be, choosing the date, adding the division. They've added that in there, very smooth. Once I'm done there, I come back to the home page, and right here at the top, I can add groups to my event. And that's as easy as typing in the school that is attending, selecting the group, and adding them to a division. Preview import. I see that everybody that I've got, I add them to the competition. They've been added successfully. Okay, once they've been added, I can come all the way down here to the bottom, and I've got my full roster of every group that's attending both days of my event, as well as what division they've been placed into. If I come to my editing over here, I am able to add director contact info and adjust which division they're in if I needed to. And I also can track who has paid for their event, their registration, by just clicking next to their name here. So I can keep track of all of that. When I add them in, they also get added directly into our schedule builder, which helps do all the work of building your schedule, making it look nice, formatting it, doing the math, makes all of it really, really easy. Once they're in here, I'll do my Friday schedule because I've not really built that out all that much. So it's easy as click and drag to swap spots. If I add a stage time to their time slot, we're going to say this group is performing at 5 p.m. Great, I can save, and I can use the automate times feature, which is really awesome at helping be able to do all that math for me. So I don't need to do any of the math to see did I get all of my time slots correct, other than I just need to do the math of compared to the performance time, what are these times going to be? So I'm going to add 30 minutes or 20 minutes for each of these, apply automations, and it automated all of that for me for each of those groups, and I can hit save. If I added breaks with the add breaks, exhibitions, and awards, it's going to automatically color code that. If it says the word break, it's yellow. Exhibition performances turn blue and awards turn green. I can edit those times to be whatever they need to be, and then when I save it, it moves it into the correct order on the sheet. If I want to automate by divisions, say I have a division that is 20-minute slots and a division that's 25-minute slots, I can choose what division I'm working on, and only those groups will have the times automated if I choose to do automated from there. So if I'm using that on Saturday, I'm able to automate just the time slots for my finals groups if I so choose to. I'm also able to add as many or up to 5 custom columns in any order that I want them to be in. So I can build that schedule to be exactly how I want it to look and how I want it to function. When I've got it all done, I can release up here. And if I release just the groups, it's going to share just the list of who's coming in random order. If I release the schedule, it will give all the times. When this is released, it's shared directly to your directors in their director portal on ezComp and also to showquire.com. So if you want to, right now, let people know who is attending, you click the groups and you can let that go. And that will go directly to your directors in their portal over here, schedule view. They can see who's attending. That would also show up on showquire.com. But if I have my times ready, I can also select to release the schedule, and I'm going to release finals times only. I don't have groups assigned, so I don't have anything there. But that would allow my directors to see the schedule that I have built so far, as well as what time finals are going to happen. that comes over to them directly and is updated live. So if I come back over here and on competition day, I had a fire alarm go off, and every group back here is going to be an entire time slot behind. I can do all the adjusting that I need to for my performance times, and then I can save, I can automate, and it's going to update all of that information immediately for my directors over here to have those new times. Okay. So the schedule builder has a lot of great features in there that help make things so much easier for us, and share directly to our directors makes it so that they have that information at their fingertips and on their phones right away. When I've added those groups in here, I also immediately get access to any of their group information that has been entered on showchoir.com. If they have access to the director dashboard, they can come in and they have complete control over what group information of theirs shows up on showchoir.com, but also for you. So I've already added a photo. This is my group last year. I've added our songs. You can give credit to your arrangers. You can add your soloists. You can do whatever you need to, and this will all show up on showchoir.com, but not until after you've attended your first competition of the season. You can add your directors, choreographers, all the good stuff. This is what shows up on showchoir.com. But with director dashboard access, I can come in here and I can give credit to my show band director, my tech and crew, my all my choreographer team, and then anything below this line will never show up on showchoir.com. This is only provided to any competition that you attend that uses ezComp. So you can give costume colors, choir bio, and all your rosters. You put it in here one time, and it goes directly to your competitions that you're attending. So when you are a host, you get this overview that's telling you what each group is missing. But then I come down in here and I am able to see everything that was shared by that director. I can download the image, I can copy the bio, or I can email it directly to a student host or a program designer, whoever I need to get this information to. I can email that directly to whoever needs it, and I didn't have to do anything to get it other than register that group. I have control over sharing some files with my groups that are coming. I can put my competition logo in for some branding. I can choose to upload a PDF. Say you do a stage form and you want to send that PDF and have them return it. I can upload that here. Select this file, this toggle box, and when I upload that, it'll show up in the portal for them saying, "Please submit." They can download the original and upload it, and it comes right back to you. And I can also come over here and it tracks and shows me who has turned that in. And once they have, their file will be right here for me. So I don't have to be tracking that in my emails anymore and tracking it in a spreadsheet or on a piece of paper trying to see who has filled out the forms that I've needed. I can also give my director packets. I can give my maps. I can give my concession menus. If you're like me and you do everything Google based or Canva, you can share a link to your documents instead of PDFs if you prefer. If you do YouTube videos or any sort of digital video link sharing other than on Google Drive, you can select which group you're trying to send this video link to, put the link here, and it only becomes available to the group that you selected. And if you choose to have your direct or judges doing audio comments, everything that they fill out and upload will be brought in here, so you can do a test run and delete it out, or a recording, a group had to start their show a second time because a fire alarm went off. You can go delete the first round of comments if you so choose. Um, if I want to, I can use volunteer management and student management. The volunteer management, they do not have to have any sort of showchoir.com username or login info to be able to sign up, but I can come in here. I can put some instructions for them. I can build out which days I need events or I need volunteers for. I can enter what shifts I need to have anybody signed up for any jobs. I put in the jobs. I also can add my descriptions. And then I go through and I say on Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., I need people at the auditorium main doors, and I'm going to need two of them. I hit submit, and that adds it to my signups. And if I want to password protect this to make sure that only certain people can access it, I am able to do that, but that's not required. Once I've got that all built, I can come over here and I can manage and see what is going on in here. I can delete a job. I can clear some people out of there if they've signed up. If I want to communicate with anybody specifically, I can choose to send to specific jobs. So say it's snowing and I need my parking lot made, people to get here early to scoop the snow out of there. I can send an email directly to them. I can see reports of who is or which jobs are signed up most for and where I need the most help still. And then it's as easy as I send this link to my community, and they are able to come in and choose where they want to sign up, put their contact info in here, and they can sign up. On competition day, you can have somebody sitting at a computer, or you can have a computer sitting out and have people come and sign themselves in. Or you can have, if you have somebody that's managing that and they just need to be able to see and enter people, they can do that, which is great because then they can see who is missing and they can see, oh, you're checking in for a job that already has plenty of people there. I can shift you somewhere else. So you have complete access to that. If I am in charge of taking care of student jobs, I can come in here and I can very easily download a template of a CSV, comma separated values, I believe, which is a spreadsheet. And I can put my student names and contact info in there if I want. And then I can import that. And that brings in all of my students. I can add jobs over here and I can say how many people I need for that, save jobs. And down here, all of my jobs are lined up. All of my students are right here. I click and drag, and they're removed from the list over here so I can see who still needs a job and who does not. And I can get all of those student jobs signed up. When I'm back out here, that's all the like host preparation documents and tools. When I get into the scoring side of things, I can easily come over here and I can add judges. I've added a few in here, but if I were to add somebody else in here, it's as easy as add judge. If they are already a verified judge in ezComp, they get added in here directly. But if they have not filled out, it would pop up and ask me to just provide an email address to send them the verification link directly. I can come down here and I can add which divisions these judges are scoring. And that's as easy as coming in and clicking which ones of the divisions that judge is going to be scoring for my event. Once I've entered the judges, they are added over here, and again, I get immediate access to their headshot, their bio, their contact info, their address for mailing or sending a check, their W-9 if they chose to upload it, and all the questions that we tend to get asked as judges that you tend to forget who have I told that to and who have I not. And to get that from your judges, this is what already shows up on showchoir.com. Many judges already have a bio and a headshot that shows up, but it was something that was just found online at some point in the past. Doesn't mean that it's up to date. Now they have the ability to come in and update that. Easy as changing your picture here, uploading a bio here, and then anything below this line will never show up on showchoir.com. It is only there to be shared with your ezComp directors. It's just housed in the same location as this so that this can be up to date on showchoir.com. So I can come in, I can answer all these questions, I can add a W-9 if I feel comfortable doing that, and I save, and it would go directly to my competition that I'm judging at. Easy as copying bio, download folder to be able to, or photo to be able to get that to who needs it for social media posts, for a program, whatever I need them to have that for. Um, when I am building my score sheets, it's really simple to come in, name a score sheet, add them in. I can select which sections I need to add to my score sheet. I can choose whether I want to include it in the placements. I can choose if I want to allow ties, and I can choose which tiebreaker it might be involved in if my competition ends up getting all the way down there in ties. I come to adding my categories, If I see some categories that I like that I can work with, great. If I don't and I need something added, I can request that right here and somebody will get that added right away. But once I get them in here, I can click and drag them around. I can add definitions. I can change the point totals very easily when I'm adding them. I can simply search and it'll filter down. I can add it. I already have that one in there, so that's a bad example. But it goes directly in there, and I can then click and drag and put them in the order that I need them to be in. Once I've done adding my divisions or my categories, I assign that score sheet to a division. So I added small mixed earlier. I'm going to assign that this score sheet is what they're being scored with. My middle school tiers or divisions are using a different score sheet, so that's a showing right there. Then I come and see my judges. And again, I have all my judges available. If they're all scoring all of the sections on the score sheet, great, I can add them here. If I have somebody who is just the instrumental judge and nothing else, I can add them to just that section of my score sheet, and that is all that will show up to them when they log in to score the competition that day. And I can do that for every division. So if I'm swapping things around between divisions, I can do that. And then I can preview to see exactly what those judges are going to see when they log in. So right now I have him assigned as the band judge, and all he's going to see is those few categories. But I come see my own, and this is what is available to me when I go log in to score. Okay, I've got the score sheet built. We also have the ability to build in a rubric if we so choose to, where we can give definitions to all of those categories as much as we want. We can change the header, we can add totals, maximums and minimums, and I can add definitions in here. So I can give even more clarity to my judges and to my directors as to what constitutes a 10 out of 10 in tone quality if I want to go that deep. When it comes time to adding awards, we come in here, and this is where I can say if I have multiple groups or multiple divisions that are all eligible for finals, say everybody all day long is eligible for finals, this is where I say who that is. Maybe it's only the varsity groups that are eligible for finals, or maybe you have a trebles only finals, but you have two different treble divisions in the daytime. You can combine them so that they get scored together. I can say how many placements I'm giving for each division. And when I release scores later, the only thing that goes to showchoir.com is what I determine right here in this awards setup. It won't show any more placements other than what I have said I gave out at my awards ceremony. So I can give all that. I can choose my calculation method for each individual division. So if I am doing something different for middle school than I am for everybody else, I can make that happen. I go to my captions, and this is where I can really quick and easy add in all of my different captions. So if I'm scoring them, this is what it would show up as on showchoir.com. It's just saying, is it an equivalent to those? I can say who is eligible for that award. I'm just making one up, so I'll say it's in daytime. It's calculated by scores, or it's just a judge's choice. I'm going to choose section based, and I'm giving vocals right now. And I want it to be, oops, I want it to be ordinal consensus, and I can save caption. And I have all my different captions down here, so I can see what have I made and what did I set that to be. And then one of my favorite parts, I can create my own customized MC script where I put everything in the order that I want it to go in. I can add in my own custom text boxes so I can remind myself of what I want to say when I'm on that mic or what I want somebody else to remember to say when they're on that mic. And I just get everything set up and in the order that I want it to go. So when we're on stage, we don't have to do any more thinking. We just have to do some reading. When we get to the end of the night, we can use our awards workflow. And this is where we see, are the judges finalized? Have they already done everything that they need to do and locked their scores? I can see the placements. And if I click on this, I can go through and it gives me a step-by-step explanation of exactly how we got to each of those placements. When I go to my captions, These are all my scored captions. It tells me who is winning it with the scores. As we go through, again, we see exactly how everything played out to get to that. Your directors also get to see this exact thing. So there's no more trying to analyze a spreadsheet, worksheet, anything like that to figure out if you can decipher everything. It tells you in real words, how did everything turn out? When I come in here, I can assign any of my Judge's Choice Awards. So we give out a crew award called the Dad Posse Award. I'm going to give that to Lewis Central, and it shows up down here now as it went to Lewis Central. When everything is ready, I go to my MC script and I choose that I'm at my daytime awards right now. And I see all of the awards in order and all of my blurbs that I gave, everything that I wanted. And if you happen to have somebody else reading the awards, you can email this to your MC so that they know when it is done and finalized, and it's going to pop up in their inbox. They can read it from their phone or tablet, and you don't have to run a paper across the building to them or do anything stressful to get the stuff there that you need to see there. When all of that is said and done, you can come back out, and after awards have been read off, you can release scores. And it's going to ask you and remind you that the moment you've released this, it will be available to the directors in their director portals, as well as the awards that you read off from the award script will become available to see on showchoir.com. I'm going to reemphasize, no scores ever go to showchoir.com. No extra placements ever go to showchoir.com. The only thing that goes there is the awards that you read off, because that just became public knowledge the moment you read it off anyway. So now you're just making sure that the correct information gets over there so that the correct people get the recognition that they have earned. So I'm going to release so that I can see some stuff in the director's dashboard. So I'm releasing all of my daytime divisions. And if I come over here and I'm in the director portal, I can come to my results and scores. And again, I have access to see all of the placements, and I can click on this and it walks me through, explains exactly how we got to where we got for all of the placements from top to bottom, shows me every tiebreaker all the way through, taking care of everything that I need to see and everything that I need to know. Same thing for my captions. Any of them that have been released, I can come in and I can see exactly how we got to that answer. If I'm looking at just my choir scores, great. Judges comparison to be able to see everything side by side. And I can see all of the scores given from any judge to any group, but only the scores. No comments or feedback will ever be shared, just the scores, just to create true transparency, hold people accountable, and let us all learn a little bit more as we're going through all of those steps. Now, that's all of the things that you would see as a host. Competing directors, when they are in their portal, anything that you have shared, documents wise or links wise, all show up right here at the top. I see all of those results and scores when they have been finalized and released. I can also see the score sheet. So if you have entered your score sheet and I'm competing there, I can come in and see exactly what you're scoring me on and the definition that you added so that I can have some clarity in what I'm seeing. If you add a rubric, that'll show up down here. So again, adding some clarity so that everybody knows what's going on. The schedule view, when it's been released, shows up over here for me, color coded and organized the way that it needs to be. Feedback view, if I have my judges giving written feedback, it'll show up here. If I have them giving any feedback to the critique judge to share with them, that can show up in here. Or if I have them doing audio recordings, that'll show up in here. I haven't released any of the feedback yet. I only released the scores, so those aren't available in there, but that's where that goes. And here I can give anybody I want access to be able to see what's going on in here. So if I have an accompanist that's coming along with me this weekend and I want them to be able to see and hear the recordings and the videos and the scores, I can share that. If I have my choreographer coming with me, or I have a clinician coming next week to be able to come and work with my group and I want them to be able to access the video and the comments, I can come in here. I just have to give their showchoir.com username and I can give them access. I can also then take away access. So I can give temporary access to somebody if I have them with me or just want to give them a quick glance at what's going on there. So you have complete control over who can see that. They are the only people that can see that. The only people with access to anything on ezComp is who you give access to and our main three founders of ezComp. Okay, your judges, when they log in, they will see a score sheet. They click in and they choose which day they're scoring. We'll go over here to Saturday, where we have again entered a bunch of just random numbers as we were testing some things out. But when they're on here, the groups are going across the top. The categories are coming down the side. I can see my rankings for everything as I go, and I can see all my total points at the bottom. If I am giving written feedback, I can click here, and I'm giving comments to the group. This is where I'm typing everything out as I see it. I can format it however I want it to make it really easy to digest. If the host has given access, I can also give comments directly to the critique judge to share in the critique room. So they no longer have to walk down the line and say, what do you want me to talk to them about? Anything you want me to share with them specifically? You can get rid of that conversation part and you can just type this in as a panel scoring judge. I can tell them these comments that I want the critique judge to talk to them about, and they can go in and share that, and they see that on their page really easy and immediately shared. If I'm doing audio recordings, I can choose to record from my computer, or there is a mobile version where it is just your phone becomes the recorder for you and it shares to the same exact spot. But when I go here, I would just start recording and it would take care of recording that and directly upload that to the director portal and do an audio transcription for you with timestamps that uh, go next to the comments. So if I hear, hey, this section in your ballad I think could be even more musical, I can click on that timestamp and it takes me right to that place in the recording and I'm able to see exactly what they're talking about. So I don't have to just listen to the entire show to possibly only hear a couple of comments that I can work with for finals. I can see the transcript, click that link, and be able to find that moment in the recording immediately. And I'm going to do an audio recording for my own group. I'm going to allow my microphone. So now it's recording me. I see that up top. If I were to happen to lose Wi-Fi connection in the middle of recording, it will continue recording and this entire page can continue functioning while it's not on Wi-Fi. And when it gets reconnected, it will upload everything to the server. In the meantime, it would just stay saved locally on the device until it gets connected again to be able to send that. When I'm done, I can hit stop and you see that it's uploading and I get the notification that it was taken care of and it was transcribed. Your judges can finalize their scores, which you see here, that locks things. So when they go to finalize that, it does a couple of things. One, it makes sure that they no longer have ties. They have broken all ties that need to be broken. Two, it'll bring a pop-up up here that will show them their score order for that division. So it'll say, in the treble prep division, here are the groups in order of how you have them. Is this what you want it to be? And they click yes, and that finalizes it. So it makes them double check their work. And three, it makes it so then they cannot edit anything else unless you, as the host, unlock their divisions for them. So then you know and can confidently move forward with assigning awards and giving out or going to your award ceremony. Your judges can also open up a chat with the host, or you as the host can chat with the judge specifically, so they don't have to hope for cell phone reception to be able to text you and say, "Hey, I left my charger in the lounge. Can somebody bring that to me? My computer's about to die." Or you can reach out to your judge specifically and say, "Hey, I need you to help make sure that this happens, or don't forget to give me solo award winners," or they can send it to you here. So you have that private chat ability with them. And if you have uploaded some rubrics, this is where they would go to find their rubrics. So again, they get clarity. If they hover over the comment or the category, they see the definition that you added. So you're just building in all those opportunities to create clarity so everybody's on the same page as to what is being scored. If they are a critique judge, and they are writing their critiques and they would like a spot to do that, you can come in and I'm trying to find my group. I selected that. They're able to come in and type in comments. This would be where I, as the critique judge, am writing in all of these comments. And then this is where another judge that shares something with me, that's where that comes over to me as well. So I can go into the critique room. I've got my notes typed out. I've got notes from other judges that wanted me to share them with the group. I can email that directly to the director if they would like that. Or if the host has enabled things, it can go directly from my computer to their portal and they can see everything instead of having chicken scratch on a paper that they might lose the moment they walk out of the critique room. Okay. If I, as the host, want to enable some of those features, I can come over here. I can allow written feedback. I can allow comments to go through to the critique judge and for those to be shared to the director, or I can allow recorded audio. And this is where I can come and release everything so that it shows up. And because I released the scores for the other ones, I'm going to release the 4As and save settings. So now, when I come back to my director portal, I come in here. These are my events that I'm attending so far that are ezComp. And I can come in and my feedback should be available. So now here's where I see any judge that is given written feedback. I can see all of the comments from them. If I enabled it or got comments from a critique judge or comments that were sent to the critique judge to share, those can show up in here as well. Audio. So I have an audio recording from Kevin Palu as a judge. And again, it gave me all of the transcription. I see a comment I want to hear. Takes me back to that exact moment in the recording and starts playing it for me. The other features that we have in here that are just making things easier, if you are the host, but you have some other people that you want to give access to be able to help take care of things, like an assistant director or a parent volunteer coordinator, I would come in here and I can add in that they have full access or just to manage the volunteer management section. And then I can remove people. So say it's a mom and they graduate their daughter out and they're gone and I have a new person, I can add the new person the next year and remove that one. So I have complete control over who has access to help with anything as I go. I also have this support function going on here. So if I'm working on getting set up or I'm just having questions or some issues, I can come fill this out and it comes directly to all of us on the ezComp team and we get back to these really, really fast and can help answer questions, make changes, do whatever we need to do to help you out and make things happen. And then as we finish getting some different videos made to be able to share with your directors and your judges and or yourself, learning a little bit more of how to use all of these features a little bit more in depth. They'll be featured right here. And every time you log in to your host access, you have access to release notes. So if you're sitting here wondering what's new, what's going on in there, I can see everything that has been updated recently. I can see what's coming up next. What are we working on in progress? And then I can still see anything that has been added previously. It all stays here. So I can stay up to date with everything that's going on and be able to see, oh, I didn't know that it could do that. Or, oh, that's different than the last time I logged in. Actually, I can go update that. So there's a lot going on in here, but it's just a great upgrade of what the Showcar community has access to. And we're really excited to see this rolled out this year for the 2026 season. If you have any questions, you can go to ezcomp.app and it gives you a lot of information on here if you want to register your event. If you want to set up a time to meet with us to ask some questions, great. If you are a director that's attending an ezComp event, you can go here and it talks to you about how to get on the director dashboard and upload all your information and get set up. If you're judging an ezComp event, you can click here and be able to get things taken care of. But overall, just know we're here to help. Reach out to us, send us an email, or request a demo, and we will get with you right away to help get you set up and be ready to rock and roll for the season.